Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is La5ty here. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Random Pick Day. Now, I hope you guys have been enjoying your weekend. It's been lovely weather. It's like summer's actually finally here, which is, I mean, it's a bit hot. Sunshine and studio lights and every electronics and stuff does get a bit hot, I must admit. So yeah, probably be wiping the sweat off my forehead a little bit during this video. I apologise. But 30 to 60k special items. That's what I'm going for in today's random pick, so that we can hopefully get some TOTS players in here and make a nice team. Page number 4 is where we get our first player, and I think the most interesting one there is Driussi. Like, I'm not going to use that 88 rated centre-back with 43 pace, and I want to try the Argentine striker. Think he might be a fun player to use, and it'll be relatively difficult to get him into a squad, so we'll see what we can do with that. On page number 8, I nearly went for Baumann, the keeper, because I want to try him out, but then I saw 85 rated João Mario, and just to switch things up a little bit, get, like, not everyone a TOTS, but, you know, we'll get a nice inform in here. For the stats that he's got, he's a really great option in the Serie A, and he's super cheap as well, like 35k for someone with crazy stats. And then on page 12, we get our final player, and this time I do decide to just go for team of the season, Baumann, the German goalkeeper. Stat-wise, looks like really impressive. So I have one of my favourite goalkeepers on this game is team of the group stage Farman, as you guys know. So to get another German blue goalkeeper, see what he's like. It might be interesting to see, like, compare the two. So as always, I go and choose a formation. Today's going to be a weird one, like a 3 at the back, 3-4-1-2. That's the only way I could make this squad work with some of the players that I wanted to put in. So that's what we're going to go with today. Like, it's a bit of an odd formation, doesn't have fullbacks and stuff. You could get caught on the counter, but you've got a lot of players in midfield. This is where I'm going to be playing everyone. Goalkeeper, obviously, with a cat chem style for Baumann. Engine chem style, left centre mid for João Mario. And then marksman up front on the right striker for Driussi. And that's how the 3 players are looking like. The team around them is also pretty awesome. Like, there's some really high marquee players in there, some low rated, low cost players as well. So it's a little bit of both, and you can make this squad quite affordable, I think, just by using a regular version of Kante instead of the purple or team of the season version. Because other than that, there's not too many crazy players in there. Maybe Dybala's expensive. But Baumann in goal is an interesting player for our first random pick player. We've then got 3 very good centre-backs, Koscielny and Zuma, Frenchmen in the Premier League. And then Vogt, a German, perfect link to Baumann. Love the guy on the game, so I was interested to use him. Lamela links up to Driussi and the Premier League there with Kante at centre mid with João Mario. And on the left-hand side, we get a strong link off of João Mario to Perisic, so that he can mainly get chemistry for himself and for João Mario for this team to actually work. So our second random pick player is the Portuguese Inter Milan midfielder. He's 85 rated with 87 dribbling and 86 passing. Other than that, stats look pretty solid across the board, and he seems like a very good player. 3-star skill, 4-star weak foot. Can't go wrong with that. And then, well, we've got, what's his name? Banega at cam. Argentine links both of the players together with my SBC Dybala up front. Use any version or any Argentine striker in the Serie A if you want. There's loads and loads of options. And then Sebastian Driussi, I don't know how to say his name. 87 rated with 88 pace, 86 shooting and 83 dribbling. So for a discard value team of the season player, he's actually got some decent stats, and I think could be pretty usable. Like, seems like he's got an alright card. So I kind of like Argentine strikers on this game. Higuain, Dybala, Icardi, Palacio. Like, there's some decent players. Aguero, obviously. So yeah, there's some decent options, and he sort of goes into that category of hopefully going to be an alright player on the game. Looks it stats wise anyway. So I played some good football when I was using this team. Like, it felt pretty good. Kante is obviously like one of the best players on this game. He puts so much effort in, and his work rate is just like absolutely incredible. And the purple version or the team of the season version, whatever one you have, or just even the 81 rated like standard first version of Kante, is just unbelievably hard working on this game. The rest of the team, like, none of them are as good as Kante is. Like, Banega at cam, little lackluster. Sometimes even in game I would switch him with Perisic, because Perisic is actually unreal. Really quick, really tall, really strong. I've loved in-form versions of him, so I'm using his upgrade for like the first time today. And yeah, very, very impressed with him. Dybala, obviously a very good option as well. Like, there are so many better versions of this guy now. He's got loads and loads of special cards on the game. And of course, I guess whenever Serie A TOTS comes around, it might even be out by the time you're watching this. I don't know. He could have a pretty insane TOTS. Like, if you think about the stats that he's got on his highest rated items now, and he's got so many informs that I can't see him not getting a TOTS, he'll have some absolutely ridiculous stats. Imagine, like, in the Serie A, him and Mertens, maybe, like, oh my god, stats are going to be unreal. And I don't know if they're going to be affordable because of those stats. Basically going to be two versions of Messi on the game. But you're seeing Dybala was doing work for us. Like, his dribbling was awesome. I normally struggle with a player like him. For some reason, me and Dybala just don't click, and I always find it a bit difficult to use him. But for this particular time, I don't know, we got on well. It was a nice working relationship. But now we move on to the goals that we got with Driussi, the Argentine TOTS striker. First one there was a bit of a tap-in. Obviously nothing special, but hopefully we can score a couple of goals with him that are alright. The second one's going to be a penalty, and I was playing like online singles, and I had the arrow pop up. I haven't had the arrow pop up. Well, I mean, I had one with Kyle Walker the other day, and that was weird. But for some reason in online singles, I thought they removed the arrow from everything. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I've just got the arrow a couple of times lately, and I don't want it. Like, it puts me off. I'd rather just have no arrow, because that way your opponent doesn't have it either, right? That was a solid goal on the outside of the strong foot right there. And then this one, he gets past the defender, loads of space. So I'm just going to absolutely welly it. Again, off the outside of the boot. He's obviously got, I don't know if he's got that trait, but he likes to hit it on the outside of his strong foot. So they're quite accurate. They seem to go in the back of the net, and that particular shot had an awful lot of power on it. So I'll take it. The final shot then, again, I think that was like on the outside of the boot, right? We'll wait to see the replay. I run off shushing because this guy had like 60-odd% possession against me. That's actually a lovely goal. The guy had loads of possession against me. I was playing like a moron. And yeah, like I eventually ended up winning the game quite late on. 2-1, ran off shushing him both times, because sometimes I feel like I'm a bit of an idiot. But Bauman I'm going to rate with 4-star value for money and a 7.5 out of 10. In my opinion, letting a few too many goals, not quite as good as team of the group stage Farman. So he's alright, and he's great value for an 88 rated TOTS, but I don't know if he's the greatest keeper on the game. Koscielny, Vogt and Zuma. I can't really say a bad thing about any of them. Vogt especially is just such an unreal defender. I hope that he gets better versions along the way, because he's just awesome, and I'd love to use a better version of him. Kante and Banega in the midfield. Banega was a bit lackluster. Kante's awesome. And my two wide players, Lamela, again, went pretty quiet this whole time. Other special players around him just outdo him, really. And then Perisic actually did play really well. We now talk about João Mario, whose dynamic image finally popped up for me. It just happens sometimes. 4.5-star value for money and an 8.5 out of 10 for the Portuguese midfielder. I love him on this game. He plays really well. There are better options than him nowadays, but for the price, you're getting a really good player, I have to say. Dybala, who's, again, his image just popped up as well, was solid for me this time. I can't say a bad word about him in this particular session that I played. And then Driussi, like, he's an 8.0, like an 8 out of 10 player. And then, like, value for money, he's discard value. There's no risk here. So he still is going to cost you over 20k for a player that you might not enjoy. But I think he's a pretty solid option, and you can't really go wrong. So 4.5-star, maybe even a 5-star value for money, just because there's pretty much no risk at all. You're going to lose a maximum of like 1,000 coins, even if you just discard him. So there you have it, guys. That is the random pick for today. It's been an alright team. Like, I don't necessarily get along with the 3 at the back formation. I've become very like attached to the 4-1-2-1-2 second variant, and a lot of the time, like, I'll even get in game and switch to the 4-1-2-1-2 with no matter what I'm using, just because normally I can find players to go in certain spots and it will work out just alright. But yeah, like, just actually trying to play with this team in this formation was a challenge, but we ended up coming away with like 4 wins and 1 loss, so, or something like that. Anyway, so I was pretty happy with the performance overall. We did all right. The team played all right. You can turn that into a much cheaper team with a regular version of Dybala or Higuain and Kante, of course, and you'll do just fine. So I hope you've enjoyed today's random pick. If you have, smash a thumbs up on the video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.